guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
And then I'm coming back.
Okay, okay, that was the intro pretty much. But okay, welcome back everyone. Anonymous Bites back. Today we will discuss the Ghislaine Maxwell trial that started earlier this week. We'll try to give you as many reliable updates as possible, just like about everything that happened so far, and also provide you, of course, some insight and some theories you might not have heard before about this entire case. Yeah, please help share it around. I'm not posting this to any centralized social media. You can do it whatever you want. I'm done with that. And I just want to say real quick, because we lost a few big Anons again on Twitter and whatever. Fourth Estate Anon was suspended. He was one of the oldest Anons on Twitter since 2009. Oh. Yeah, he lost his account and no one knows why. I don't think he ever posted anything that is against the TOS. I've never seen him do anything wrong since 2009, and he's gone. And I saw a few others too, by the way. Anon Purity, a few other accounts also dropping. So.
Right.
Well, I mean that's what happens when and Jack gets kicked out and somebody else takes over. Where his quote was, "Times have changed. Twitter should not be about free speech. It should be about the current times that we're in."
Literally,
Yeah. That's a direct quote from the new CEO of Twitter.
Yeah,
Or the
it's
old
insane. It's insane.
COO or CTO, whatever it was. CTO.
We need to look for a new platform then. That's holy shit.
Well, I've been building it, and yeah, I mean it's almost done. It'll be done by January.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm already on Hive and whatever, but it's just too small compared to, like, Twitter and whatever. But we do need new platforms fast because we are losing this. Like, Twitter doesn't care about us anymore. And neither do platforms like Discord or Facebook or whatever. It's just the same story. So, we need...
Twitter already knows. Twitter already knows that we are the only other platform that can compete because they've actually sent us an email saying that we are a competitor to them that is too close to Twitter and that they would be removing our account. I'm not kidding you. They would be removing our account in a few weeks. And they never did that. They never did that to Gab. They never did that to any other platform.
Facebook. They didn't do that to Facebook either.
Nope. But they see us as a direct threat, and I'll tell you why. They see us working with the same big companies that that they are and that Facebook is, and those other platforms we're not working with those companies. Like C Squared Social is a very big, massive company when it comes to social media marketing. And they're working with us, and they also work with YouTube, Google, Facebook, and Twitter. And we are the new guy on the block that is going to be working with them. And also, Somi's being developed by the former TikTok developers. And they also built Signal, Zillow, Beezer, and
Teaser, holy shit! I haven't heard of that name in forever. Teasers, that's
they
like
built fucking everything. Oh, Spotify. They built Spotify.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so these guys. Yeah, so these guys that are developing the platform now are like the top tier in social media development, and when we are ready to market this, it's going to be everywhere. They can't stop it. Like, it doesn't matter what they do. We have so many celebrities and influencers on board that when we do actually launch this, it's going to be fucking massive. And a lot of these celebrities are also pissed at Twitter and Facebook. So it's going to be very interesting what takes place.
Isn't Spotify like essentially Napster?
No, it's because Napster was torrent based. This is streaming, but you're right. At the end, Napster was a streaming service, but they had so many fucking legal problems from all the musicians that I don't even think they could stay afloat because they had so many fucking court fights.
Yeah, they got sued to oblivion.
To oblivion, yeah. I don't know, I thought the same guy helped develop Spotify.
They got
remembering wrong.
You could be right, but
I could also just heard wrong information too. You never know.
Okay, someone says TikTok dev will censor us. What do you have to say about that?
It's all open. It's all going to be open source and uncensorable because it's going to be a place where you can post one place and you can post to about 10 different chains or whatever. I mean, we can add any chain into what we want and then add in monetization to that chain. For right now, we have Hive built into Somi, so you could post directly to Hive and earn on Hive and also earn Somi. But we're going to add other chains. You're going to be able to post to any chain that you desire. We're looking at adding Polkadot. We're looking at adding Cardano, all these other chains. So, no, I mean, you're not going to be censored. We're not going to censor on Somi anyway, unless it's like we have to censor nudity for the advertisers. So there's no nudity. or no, actually, no, there can be boobs. You just can't, no genitals. Like, but
Oh,
hey, you still get boobs.
uh,
See, positives. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, no, we're not going to censor anybody. There is going to be basically a way to for users to filter words. So you can filter out whatever words you don't want in your feed. So say that you don't want to see football, right? You can put in football into your filters, and you won't see football in your feed. There's going to be stuff like that, but it's not going to be censorship where we're controlling what content is going to be allowed when it comes to political stuff, or when it comes to stuff about a virus, or blah 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 blah. Because it's all it'll be all decentralized on other chains as well. But the actual feed on Somi is going to be controlled by the users, so you'll be able to control your own feed, basically. Which is how social media should be, but, nobody's a genius and has done this yet.
Do you guys see the new tagline of Odyssey? It literally says, "Welcome to Odyssey, we have dislikes."
Yeah, I've seen that up there. I wonder what's going on with that case against them. I haven't looked into that for a few minutes.
SEC is just basically bullying people around. I mean, it's going to come out. Eventually, it's going to come out. They can't go after every fucking crypto company. They bankrupt themselves. They have unlimited funding to a degree, right? You can't go after every single company in the crypto industry. There's too many. There's over just on CoinGecko. There's over, I think, 10,000 coins. I think.
Yeah.
So they can't go after all 10,000 fucking projects. The SEC does not have the manpower to do that. Even if they got the fucking DOJ and DHS involved, they don't have the fucking manpower to do that. Actually, they just announced today that they would not go after privacy coins, that they would only regulate them. I don't know what the fuck that means, but they won't require delisting of privacy coins.
Yeah, but not right now or never. What did they say? We will never go after them, or we will not go after them today, right?
Well, they didn't say today, but they just said we won't go after privacy coins, we're going to regulate them. That's literally what they said. They're verbatim. But, yeah, I mean, it's interesting what's kind of happening when it comes to crypto. I don't know if you guys realize how mainstream crypto is getting, but it's getting to a point where it's where we wanted it years ago, where we wanted to basically replace the fiat system. It's happening. It's unavoidable, it seems. It seems like it's inevitable at this point.
True.
I heard in New York now you can pay fines with Bitcoin now.
You could pay for rent. I know that.
No. I mean, traffic tickets and shit like that. I heard you can pay with Bitcoin in New York now.
Maybe.
That's fucking epic.
Hey, dear IRS, if you're listening, can you make it so I can pay my taxes in crypto? That'd be great.
Hey, IRS, if you're listening, can you make it so none of us have to pay taxes, period?
Yeah, they still owe me $1,500. $1,500. They still haven't fucking paid me.
Bro, they still owe me $5,000, so it is what it is. They're so fucking far behind. They're not going to be caught up. They even said it themselves. They said they're so far behind with this year that they wouldn't be caught up until June of next year. Which means...
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had to file an ITIN for my wife. And I just got the receipt for the ITIN registration number. So fucking stupid.
Yeah, they either said June or July. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, they said they were so backed up they wouldn't be caught up next year.
You know what I heard? You know what I heard is that the kicker is that the money they owe you they're going to be charged interest, and whatever you are owed, you will get paid interest on. I did hear that.
Oh, that would be great, because then I would just flip it back and just pay them. And be like, hey, I paid you with your own fucking money, fuckers.
No, I'm going to be fucked next year. I'm going to owe like 20 grand or some shit.
Oh,
So
dude, I'm going to owe like half a fucking $1 million, so it's alright.
Yeah.
It is what it is, you know?
Well, yeah, I'm owed 1099 because I don't pay my quarterly, so I'm always fucked.
I didn't pay quarterly either. I was just like, alright, well, fuck it, man. Like, all these private sales, I'm just flipping from one private sale. Initial to the next private sale. I mean, I keep my initial, I take out some profit and flip it into another sale. But dumbass me wasn't doing the math, and I was like, oh, fuck. And then I actually looked at the tax, how much I'm gonna owe, and I'm like, fuck.
Or you know what you could do is move your assets to another country, get another citizenship to another country, pay the $200 to get rid of your citizenship in the United States, and then you don't owe taxes.
You know, I think somebody fucking tried that and they're dead.
Oh, yeah.
Who was that? Who was that guy?
Yeah, he was on our show, yeah.
Oh, yeah. McAfee, maybe? Oh.
Yeah.
Just a guess in the dark, just a guess.
Yeah, just a tiny guess.
He should have stayed in Lithuania, I swear. He should have never left there. Or wherever the hell he was. Estonia. He was up there somewhere.
He should have stayed, yeah. He should have stayed in Estonia.
Hey, y'all, real quick, Steve says he misses us.
Well, tell him to get on then.
Get on.
He can't.
Why?
Why not? Is his
internet-
roommate doing a show? His internet does suck.
Either that or the internet where he's at isn't good enough.
Yeah, he said, I caught it. He said that the other day.
We'll deal with that later. But guys, we do have to like start out about the fucking Ghislaine Maxwell trial right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so easy question. Do we think that the trial is going to touch on the connections to Israeli intelligence and the CIA?
Good question.
No, because all the co-conspirators, or the trial is not about any co-conspirators or third parties.
Trump's name was dropped there yesterday.
Trump's name was
So was
dropped by
Bill Clinton's and
by the
Prince
pilot.
Andrew.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
you guys are jumping into like the super like advanced Ghislaine Maxwell trial info, but we probably have to start out with like the start of everything. It's like, so this trial is expected to last like 6 weeks, right? And they are claiming that Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell were partners in crime, in sexual abuse and trafficking. She is being charged under the Mann Act, and under sex trafficking, and under, let me see, she also lied to court. I know that, a perjury, and it will be done at a later date. That she lied under oath in 2016. Under the Mann Act. Go ahead.
No. You go ahead. You're actually giving the info. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, so under the Mann Act, they say Ghislaine Maxwell in the 90s, she persuaded an underage girl to travel from Florida to New York to have her engage in sexual activity with Jeffrey Epstein. In 1996, they say she gave an unsolicited massage to another minor girl, and that one flew to Epstein's New Mexico ranch, and the girl was topless while she gave the massage. She's charged with 2 counts of violating the Mann Act, and that is about transporting individuals across state lines for illegal sexual activity. She also faces 2 charges of conspiring to violate those 2 sections of the Mann Act. And then there is this part about sex trafficking. They say that starting in 2001, she recruited one out of. But there's 4 victims testifying against her, and it starts about this first one. That is the first week. Is about this first one, and she recruited one of these girls to engage in sex act with Jeffrey Epstein, and she provided her with a lot of cash after massaging Epstein, knowing that she was a minor. She sent gifts from New York, lingerie, to her home in Florida. Let me see. Oh yeah, and technically she is charged for recruiting or transporting anyone under 18 to participate in a commercial sex act. Trafficking charge does not require the child to be transported across state lines. So those are pretty much the charges. I can go real quick to the perjury. That is in 2016. She lied under oath during a civil lawsuit by Virginia Gioffer, who says she was abused by Epstein while she was a minor. She alleged Maxwell had defamed her by saying Miss Gioffer lied about abuse. In 2016, she did not recall the presence of sex toys in Epstein's Palm Beach house, and she replied, "I don't know what you guys are talking about." When they asked her if he had a scheme to recruit underage girls for sexual massages, the prosecutor is saying that those are statements were false material declarations in violation of a federal statute, making it a crime to lie under oath. Her lawyers in defense say that the questions posed were ambiguous and that Maxwell gave truthful responses. And then it starts, pretty much, the trial started this week with Larry Visosky, who was the first witness. He was the pilot of Epstein for over 25 years. And that's pretty much where it started, because he names all these different names. And then we have the first witness, a victim, and she is under the fake name Jane in court. And she was apparently sexually abused when she was just 14 years old. She was apparently the youngest victim that is testifying.
Maybe she's the youngest testifying, but the youngest victim that I know was 12, 11, and I think it was 10. The three sisters or whatever from gifted from what the hell's his name? Not Les Wexner. Brunel, the Brunel guy. I can't remember his first name.
Is it Richard? Or am I? No, I'm mixing him up with fucking Richard Grinnell. Never mind.
I can't remember his name. Something Brunel.
Luke?
Yeah. Yep, Luke Brunel. I think that's it. So he gifted Epstein 3 underage girls, and I mean, that's not even under that. Well, it is underage, but I mean, it's getting to the point where it's like pubescent. I can't even say the word. The P word.
Yeah, there's another part of this case is like that I thought about that like nobody else has thought about is like, you know, a lot of these sex acts didn't happen on U.S. soil though, you know. So I don't know what the laws are on the I thought about is like.
Okay, so let's take Ghislaine to the country where it fucking happened and let them deal with her then.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand, like, it's a crime against children. I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter where the fuck it happened. They should be able to prosecute her in any country, any state. I mean, like...
I mean, if we're going to play the quote-unquote justice system's game here, considering they're trying to fucking charge Assange for shit that he didn't really do in the U.S., then technically there's already a precedent there, but it's a bullshit precedent, so, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So what I noticed about this trial, this is what kind of shocked me most for now, and that is the fact that her defense lawyers are focused completely on discrediting the victims.
Yeah, that's when you.
Okay, and also intimidating them, because first she hired a psychologist, like a famous one, saying it's possible that false memories are implanted. And Ghislaine Maxwell, defense is going to try to prove that these victims have false memories implanted.
Oh, all of them have false memories. All of them were CIA. Okay.
Yeah, but she's doing a good job at it. To be fair, she's doing a good job to discrediting them, because this lawyer actually
it's Gloria Allred, Gloria Allred. Fucking, like, she needs to go find a bridge and jump off it. That's what she needs to do, because I'm so sick of this fucking bullshit defending.
Yeah, well, you know what she did? Like this Jane said, like she went. She the first thing she did with Epstein was go to the Lion King, right, in 1997 or 1996, and then no, she said it was in 1994, and then this lawyer of Ghislaine said, no, well, wait, a Lion King only came out in 1997, so you can't have gone there with her, with Epstein, right? And then this Jane says, like, yeah, okay, maybe I made a mistake with the whole timeline, right? So she's focused completely on discrediting the actual timeline. Well, could be very.
That's a common tactic when you know that you have slam dunk cases. You disqualify all the people that are testifying against you. That's when you know. That's when you know you have a bad case.
Yeah.
Well, and also on opening day, what they were doing is like they were trying to paint Ghislaine herself as a victim. They were I forgot the exact quote, but they were basically saying like, "Oh my God, Ghislaine is just on trial because Epstein is dead. So you're trying to place all the blame for him onto her and victim."
Yeah. Okay. They claimed they were scapegoating her, right? Making her.
Well, you gotta understand. There's already psychology about this. The fact that they're defending themselves against this is already on some level an admission of guilt, psychology wise. So I mean, but you have to prove that. You have to prove what they did in court. And to be honest, they have the top-notch lawyers. And as I do,
fucking lawyers too. Lock up the fucking lawyers. Lock up the lawyers for trying to lie on like. I don't understand this shit. Like
if OJ can walk away with murder, anything could happen.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
So they are like hammering against this young girl like really hard because first you have them that discrediting.
Intimidation. It's intimidation.
But that's not where it ends. It's not where it ends because so they're trying to discredit the story, but at the same time, they know she is sitting there anonymously for her safety, right? So what they did was that lawyer of Ghislaine Maxwell named her sister by real name in court. Right, meaning they now put this Jane, who is there anonymously. Everyone knows who she is now. So now she's intimidated at such a level that she's at a serious risk now.
Absolutely.
Other thing, isn't the prosecutor responsible for trying Ghislaine the same person? I can't remember who she's related to. I want to say it's Comey potentially. But was the same person responsible for overseeing the loss of the Epstein tapes? So the whole deck, I believe, is completely stacked in this, where you have the prosecution essentially acting like the defense and throwing out the evidence of, not for this trial, but of Epstein getting killed, where they lost those tapes, and the person responsible for that is the one responsible for now prosecuting Ghislaine.
They lost those tapes probably because there was a death threat that was probably issued. I mean, that's just speculation, but it's very evidential speculation because everybody who talked about Epstein had some weird event where they were watched by like vans. There was a reporter that got a bullet put in her mailbox. There was another reporter who had, I believe her apartment was like broken into. I'm pretty sure that was something I read a long time ago. And one of the witnesses too, he was the butler. He died of a mysterious illness. And then there was another one, another witness that died. He was or not witness, he was an investigator. A police investigator died mysteriously. And then there was also Epstein's former bodyguard, who was an MMA fighter. He came out and he was talking to a journalist, and he said to the journalist, "You don't want to do this. You don't know what you're getting into." And he like said all this weird shit, and it's like, yeah, it's obvious. There's mafia fucking connections there, and it's tied into intelligence as well. So likely Israeli intelligence and probably CIA as well.
Yeah, her dad is an Israeli, what is quote unquote the Israeli super spy who got a state-sponsored funeral. That's like the bare minimum of connections.
Don't forget, he just fell off a fucking yacht.
just fell off.
He wasn't pushed. Just like Epstein just hung himself in fucking prison.
Oh, you, AK, you remember that article I showed you where the guards said that they lied on their logs and they weren't watching him?
Yeah.
And they got in trouble. And not only that, Epstein, apparently, this has come out later, Epstein complained that he had death threats from one of his bunkmates.
Yeah, from Nicholas, what's his name? Nicholas Targlione. And Nicholas Targlione, the Targlione family? Are you kidding me? The Targlione family is fucking mafia, man.
Yeah, because apparently Epstein killed him. You know how hard it is to kill yourself in a fucking cell? I mean, really, the bunk isn't high enough to fucking hang yourself.
Okay, so, alright, so let's
So real quick, the same prison, MCC, the Manhattan Correctional Center, where Epstein didn't kill himself, is the same correctional center where Joshua Schultz, the alleged pre-trial Vault 7 whistleblower, is being held in detention. And if you go back, I'd recommend reading Shadowproof's piece about 18 months ago on Joshua Schultz's situation. The security there is so intense that it takes 5 hours to be able to meet with a visitor. And during that time, Joshua Schultz is put outside naked in a dog cage. So that way he can later be searched, and he's given a plastic bag to shit and piss in while waiting in a cage for hours to meet with his family, and then again once they leave to make sure he wasn't past any contraband, supposedly. So the whole idea that MCC could somehow allow this to accidentally happen when they're literally torturing someone pre-trial for a crime that the U.S. government can literally argue in court that they can't prove is just fucking crazy, because the conditions that Joshua Schultz is being kept in and the surveillance that he's under and all like special administrative measures, if they can keep Sam's inmates in MCC, then there's no reason why they couldn't keep someone like Epstein alive. It's intentional, at least in my opinion, because I think that they disappeared him, kept him alive until they could secure all of the blackmail assets that he had.
Oh yeah, they didn't think about the deputies fucking talking like birds once they were interrogated by their superiors in internal reviews, and then that came out. So I mean, it's beyond.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
He was in prison with a mafia member that is literally connected to both the Clintons and Trump.
But he killed himself with his bunkie there, right?
Yeah.
You think that?
What's fucking so stupid about that? You know what's so fucking dumb about that? And I challenge the fucking fact checkers. All right, if you think that Epstein fucking hung himself in a prison, I challenge you to try to hang yourself in a prison cell.
It's hard.
It's
Steven
not gonna
Crowder actually
happen.
did that for a bit, and it didn't work. Well, I was about to say unfortunately, but I can't. So
And most people in prison, when they commit suicide, they don't hang themselves. They fucking slit their wrists with the fucking razors or whatever. You don't hear about hangings too often. It's very weird.
It's a lot more sense, you know.
Well, here's
more
the thing.
sense.
He broke his what is that bone? It's called not a thyroid. What the fuck it's called?
The one that breaks when you get strangled.
Yes.
Typhoid.
Hyroid. Yeah. He broke his fucking hyroid bone, right? And that only happens when you get fucking strangled with force.
Yeah, and keep in mind, before that happened, 2 days before that, he signed his testament, his will, right? And there were 2 lawyers present, including one lawyer from this huge Mexican drug cartel guy. What was his name again? I don't know if you remember that.
You're talking about fucking...
Guzman?
Yeah. I just can't remember his fucking first
Joaquin
name.
Guzman. Yeah.
I just know
El
that lawyer is
El Chapo, that's it. El Chapo, yeah.
So that lawyer was present, was like the lawyer for El Chapo, and that El Chapo connects directly to that cellmate of him from New York. That what's his name?
The funny thing is about those Mexican gangs. The Mexican gangs are very organized in prison. You know, like you think that they're powerful outside of prison. Those cartels, they're more powerful in the prisons. So.
Well, yeah, because they have all their fucking, like, they have all their people in there, and then literally, if you cross them in prison, you're fucked. Like, you're dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, but that's also like the big guys there who get like caught. They are like the best networked in these cartels and stuff. They know most people.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk to someone who's experienced in like the mob and stuff, you have to go to the prison because, except for like if they're like the top notch mob boss, they get arrested, and but they still know everyone in the scene. So,
Yeah, they still run. They still run everything from their cell. That's what they do when these mafia bosses get caught. They're still running the fucking shit from the inside. They didn't stop. They don't stop anything when they're in there.
Well, they can easily get a phone smuggled in through corrupt
Exactly.
guards, man. I was in like just for like 2 nights or whatever, and I saw fucking corruption out the asshole with these fucking cops, and I literally had one of these fucking assholes try to tell me that if I didn't sign over $50 in my wallet, I would have an accident in the brig. And I was like, well, what the fuck does an accident mean? Are you gonna fucking kill me? Like, are you that fucked in the head? Like, like...
Yeah.
I just fucking signed it, dude, because it's like $50. I mean, like, alright, dude, you want to steal $50 from me? Fine. Fucking thieves. Corrupt shit. Like... You should be locked away, like, you're a fucking thief, like...
Yeah. Yeah, okay, well, so if you're like a drug dealer and you're in the prison with them, right, that's how they recruit a lot of these people, too, because...
I saw that, too.
Whoa. Les Wexner will step down as chairman of the Columbus Partnership.
Good. You know why? Because he's got it fucking on his ass. He might be some... Here's the thing, okay? I think what I was told is partially right, okay? I think some people might really end up arrested from this. I don't think it's going to be certain people. I think people are going to get a pass. But I think some are going to be thrown to the wolves. They have to.
Yeah, some will,
right?
But not the people we want, right? I mean,
yeah, like Hillary and Bill, they're not going to get shit.
And
Like
the other Bill-
Yeah, it'll
what about the other
it'll
Bill?
honestly serve as like a power consolidation, because they'll be able to get rid of all of the players that are fucked up individuals in their system that they don't want to have to deal with. So it's fucked that it's even going to be used that way, but I think it's going to be used as almost to like thin the herd of the people with the ability to make influence decisions and have blackmail against people.
Well, here's the thing. The elites have been at war with each other for a long fucking time. Probably started in 2016, maybe before then. But they've been at war with each other, and they've been fighting each other and trying to do these power pulls. I think this is going to be used in some way, as some people are going to be thrown to the wolves as scapegoats. They're going to be arrested, they're going to be indicted, they're going to be charged. I think that's going to happen, potentially. And I think, like, people like Hillary and Bill, I think they're going to walk. And I highly doubt Bill Gates, but I don't know. Because here's the thing. If you've noticed, lately, Bill Gates has been being basically thrown into the wolves. I don't know if you've noticed that, but he has been. There was several things that came out about his what was it, his worker, I guess, his associate, I don't know, somebody who was working at his mansion and got arrested for like terabytes of fucking child pornography. Yeah, I think that, plus also there was another thing about blaming Bill Gates for something. I can't remember what the fuck it was off the top of my head, but I think he's going to be thrown, possibly. Bill Gates, he might be, because he was with Epstein, and there's some interesting things there.
Do you guys remember the interview that he did? I think it was for NBC or ABC or something, where they were talking with him about Epstein. And he was like, yeah, well, she asked him what lessons he learned, and he's like, yeah, well, Epstein's dead.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember seeing that? Yeah.
Yep.
That's fucking.
Yeah.
It's I think even if he is a fall guy, it's because he's the new money guy that tried to make himself the face, and it just ended horribly.
Well, there's a
So they'll essentially cut off their own face to save the rest of the body.
Yeah, but there is a few interesting things surrounding Bill Gates, and that is the fact that he became friends with Epstein after the accusations, after everything was known, right? Second, he went to his house several times and also made him a big financial deal together with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, while he was aware of the stuff that was happening already surrounding Epstein, right? He made comments to his employees and to his partners saying Jeffrey Epstein lives an intriguing life. It's not my kind of life, but it's intriguing.
Yep.
Because he sat with Epstein, with the meetings, and Epstein was the kind of guy who would just like call up his friends and to meet. Look who I got here. I got Bill Gates here. Do you want to meet him? And then they would come to his house and meet Bill Gates. So that was kind of not really Bill Gates' lifestyle, but he was very open about it, and he was supportive of Epstein while being aware of the accusations and everything, and that is kind of suspicious to me. Like, yeah.
There's much more there.
Yeah,
they knew each other.
Out the last few days when I was looking at the
They knew each other. They knew each other before, well before. It wasn't just first meeting him in after he was a kid in Florida.
Yeah, Bill Gates was there for little boys. Yeah,
I believe
sure.
I believe that too.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you got little boys in your house? I'll be there in a minute.
You know,
it's
that's
fucking weirdo, dude.
There for pedophilia and transhumanism.
Like why the fuck? Like, yeah, Bill Gates is a fucking piece of shit, just like Epstein.
Well, yeah,
He's a fucking pedophile.
It's Bill Gates.
For sure.
Bill Gates meeting with Epstein. Epstein was working.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you.
Oh,
Yes. But Epstein was working on. Okay, he can't hear us. Okay.
Okay, so Bill Gates' dad, he was like a very important Planned Parenthood. It's pretty much like, you can say Bill Gates doesn't have like the highest regard for human lives, I guess.
Well, Epstein was working on a mind initiative? I forget, with some major institution, and he had no previous experience with neurology or anything to do with the human brain, but he was on the board of directors for a mind experiment thing, and I mean that just fits in with Bill Gates too. I mean,
Yeah.
oh yeah, Bill Gates is a pedophile, just like Epstein.
He seems in that case for like the blackmail campaigns and stuff Epstein did, that Bill Gates would probably be the perfect partner, considering the Microsoft connections too. I think he pretty much would be able to get into any Microsoft-based computer in seconds.
That's why his wife. That's why his wife left him, is because of the whole Epstein connection. She knew it. She's like, dude, he's like a fucking pedophile. She left him.
Okay, but after that long, yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that they probably had the best relationship together, but from hearing she might have been kind of naive, because he disappeared for 1 month every year to meet his ex-girlfriend and wouldn't bring his wife. And, you know, they said he told her that they were, like, just friends, and I'm just like, it's a little weird.
Yeah, we don't know what kind of relationship they have. Maybe his wife was doing similar things, right? I mean, I don't know what the agreement was between them.
Well, women stay with men for a lot of weird reasons, and I think it might have just been the money, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think pedophilia is a little past the weird realm.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, sure, but I'm like, if you have $1 billion in your bank account, and you know, a lot of people.
Well, what all that sounded like to me was, and this is purely just my speculation, is that she was involved in it too in some way, and wanted to, and like saw writing on the wall that like, hey, this isn't going well. So use that as an excuse to try to distance herself from the entire thing. So if shit does hit the fan with him, it's not also, what about her?
Yeah,
Because she already walked away and said, hey, I'm leaving because of this.
and keep in mind that could also be a financial scheme, right? Think about the Jeff Bezos thing. When he broke up with his wife, she took half of his money, right? So imagine Bill Gates going down and them separating shortly before that. She will be at least able to save half of the money if she wants.
Yes, she will.
So that's
Which
a
is
financial scheme.
which is absolutely fucking ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, like,
Yeah, so they pull him down and they take like 50 billion off him, but she will have the other 50 billion, which he has access to, of course, because maybe they're not really separated. It's just a financial scheme. And I can honestly say they would pay that already in taxes if they would be taxed well, but yeah. So yeah.
well, I mean, here in the U.S., if you're married, you pay less taxes. I mean,
Yeah.
They already dump everything, that whole foundation thing, to avoid taxes. And then now I think it could be a financial thing. So, especially when you guys say like one month a year he goes to an accent, whatever. That's probably a business agreement he has with that wife then, like a financial thing.
that's just weird. That's just weird, though. I mean, 1 month you go to meet with your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, and don't bring your wife with you. I mean, like, there's a reason they're exes, you know. You don't hang out with your ex while you're married. That's just bad juju.
Yeah,
You know?
I also use logic. Right? She already has the money. Like, you could say like, okay, so a woman stays with him for the money. Well, if she's married with him and she breaks up now, she already has the money, so she didn't have to stay with him for the money. She already has half of it. So, in that sense, I think there's something else going on, right? I mean,
She could be a man. I mean, that's been always like, you know, debated whether he was really dating a man. You ever hear about that? I'm not joking. She kind of looks like a man. You ever seen her?
Conspiracy theory.
checking.
That could be. I mean, she could be like post-op. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a tranny, but
Oh, she does look.
nothing wrong with it. I have transsexual friends, but she definitely looks like a tranny. You know?
Well, I mean, some transsexuals hate that term, and they say that it is a derogatory term.
You're right.
I know.
You're right. By the way, Tyler, she does. She doesn't have like an evil face or whatever. By the way, she has like. She looks nice, like a nice person, but she does look a little manly, I have to say, isn't it? Yeah.
Like Michelle Obama.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Oh shit! Now we're fucked. Now we're fucked. Now we're fucked.
So in
Those
attempt to
broad
save
shoulders.
the conversation,
The big hands.
Jason Burness put out a piece talking about BuzzFeed's recent release of, I think it's like 35,000 FOIA documents specifically involving child pornography and sexual abuse within the CIA, and how I think just preliminarily it shows that there was no one that was ever arrested for any of it, that there was people forced to resign over certain things, but that the government never pursued charges.
Yep. But you also got to remember
Do you
too
think
that the
that
CIA
could
had the
potentially tie
finders.
back into the whole Ghislaine Maxwell situation, or do you think it could be a way to try to let some smoke off, so to speak, and pull people in one direction over the other? Because if you spend all that time digging through however many thousand declassified documents, are you going, as a researcher, going to be able to put the time into Ghislaine Maxwell's case?
I would like to hope that it's the current CIA trying to expose the old regime CIA, or I guess we'll call them the Octopus, which is what Danny Casolaro called them in the 1980s. They were involved in a lot of fucked up things. They were involved in a lot of fucked up experiments. They were involved in human trafficking, gun running, drug running, etc. I know the CIA currently is involved in drug running and gun running, but the human trafficking bit, I think, is a lot more isolated than it was back then, and I think, in some way, I would hope that it's preparing for kind of the exposure of this network, Epstein's network. I mean, somebody can hope, right? But it is interesting the timing that those documents come out as the Ghislaine Maxwell trial is going on, because the CIA, the finders, also known as Rocking X, by the way, most will never find that information and know that information, but the finders who rebranded themselves to Rocking X and were involved in the Franklin cover-up and involved in the callboy ring in the White House in the 1980s, or maybe the 90s, but they are who probably are in these documents. I can only bet.
I remember, when I first heard about, the Epstein Island in 2015 or 2016. I thought it was a fucking joke. I thought it was a LARP, because it was so fucking bizarre. Only to find out 3 years later that was actually real.
Well, did you ever watch the Paul Benassi interview and how he discusses before Alex Jones went to Bohemian Grove? He says that elitists would go to Bohemian Grove and would
sex parties.
No, not sex parties, snuff parties.
I heard about that, but most of those, like the real snuff, I heard happens in like weird countries, like Serbia, Herzegovina, all the former Slavic countries.
Legitimate. Yeah, it's legitimate. Yeah. So John DeCamp. If anybody ever wants to go on a expedition, I know where John DeCamp buried his evidence. should I say that though?
I got my passport. Let's go.
No. Actually, it's in the U.S.
You should shut up about that stuff, okay? Seriously.
Well, what are they gonna do? Come torture me and ask me where the fuck it's at so they can get rid of it? I mean, all right.
You're jinxing something that could actually happen. You know that, right?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you should shut your mouth.
Well. Anyway, I don't really care, man. Like, I know exactly where it's at. I don't care. They probably have found it already anyway. But yeah, it's in a, and he was also very open about it too. When he was alive, he said that you can only go there during a certain season when it's not what's the word for it? Vegetation. So you can kind of figure out what season that is.
Dead air. Dead air.
Well, yeah. Well, I suppose dropping bombshells like that would do that, right? The thing is too, and I'm pretty sure they're well aware of this at this point in time now. That if anything was ever to happen to me, it would probably be their worst mistake they've ever done, because there'd be files falling from the sky, pretty much like Julian. If anything is to happen to Julian, so I don't really like. I'm very open and say things. Like, I have documents behind me protecting me. We'll put it that way.
Honestly, I thought Maxwell would have choked on a chicken bone in fucking chow hall, before she, you know what I mean? Like some fucking, choke on an apple or something and die, before she even made it to the first trial. And here she is at trial, so I'm like, okay, maybe
It could be a show trial. It could be a fucking show trial like the Julian Assange trial, right?
Yeah, kangaroo court.
But we have to fucking wait and see we'll know. We'll know soon enough if it is. But here's the thing, right? If it is a show trial, right? She's gonna need so much fucking protection, and she's run out of money. I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, because she said she was broke.
Because she's locked out from all the money because I think the FBI froze her accounts. So,
which, again, that's my.
I think I heard a rumor she had less than $100,000 in cash on hand. So that's what I heard.
Well, I know that very early on there was it was all lower agents to capture her. They specifically kept information from senior agents. Not saying every senior agent, but they specifically kept information from senior agents to capture her. Why is that?
She was stupid. She was hiding in the Ozarks. Like, wasn't
basically?
Yeah. I mean, if she was smart, she would have fucking. That's why I think, she was locked out of all her money. She couldn't go anywhere. So,
which makes me kind of on the fence of they might actually fucking do something for once.
They might. I mean, the money somebody has. The money. I just don't know.
There's somebody accessing the estate. They said that,
yeah. Yeah.
But they won't say who. Because they don't have the information to it.
It's the brother, because he's building the next even bigger project on the big St. James Island. Little St. James cost him too much heat. So they've been rebuilding and going bigger at the other island that nobody talks about.
Really? I didn't know about that. Yeah, I mean, something that big, they just don't shut down shop because somebody got arrested. Yeah, they just move it somewhere else.
The club must go on. The party must go on. We all know that.
I mean, coke dealers do that all the time. They get arrested, and some guys, and another coke dealer is fucking 3 blocks down. So it's, they don't close up shop.
Yeah, but this is this is much different. I mean, this is like they probably. I'm not saying they shut down shop, but I don't think that it's right next door to that island. I think it's actually moved into another country.
In Cambodia, I heard they have like those Peter rings and shit. I mean,
yeah. Third world countries is where all these pedophile these pedophile snuff films come out of. Is from the third world countries.
Yeah, Terrence told me about that. I was completely unaware about that. I would have never thought, Cambodia of all places.
Yes, Cambodia, and there's also the Czechoslovakian Republic, and also
Czech Republic. Yeah, they have a problem with drugs over there. It's heroin specifically. Yeah.
Yeah, I also have a pedophile problem, and there's was it Colombia? I think it's Colombia. Can't remember the other two that I know off the top of my head. Thailand is another one too. Thailand, you can literally fucking go over there.
Oh, sexcations. Yeah, sexcations. They call it one of their they make a lot of them make their money out there is either tourism and sex and prostitution.
Yeah,
yes.
Sex tourism. It's a whole industry that fuels this shit.
Yep.
It's prominent in Haiti too.
Yeah, that's the one I forgot. Haiti.
I didn't know about the Haiti one.
No, well, Haiti was, Haiti was involved with that woman from NC Mac. I can't remember her name. Laura Silsby.
Well, do you think that she'll ever name drop anybody? Do you think any of the names will get dropped in court like they did a few days ago, or no?
Do I think that she's actually going to open up her mouth?
Yeah.
Only if we start seeing additional arrest. Because then she might realize, alright, I only have one way to save myself.
She's going to get life in prison if she gets prosecuted, so.
Yep.
Or she'll pull an El Chapo and blow out in a what is it? Fucking motorcycle, right?
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck that happened with El Chapo. I mean, obviously the guards had
He's
to
El
get
Chapo,
involved,
come
yeah.
on. He's like Batman, dude. You will never catch me. I got cocaine. Ah.
Oh man! Here, guards, come here, come here. I have something to show you. Blow cocaine in their face, like.
Yeah, he fucking had a little underground tunnel and had it built, and then he escaped on a motorcycle in the tunnel,
Yeah.
like a little soup, like a little Batman, you know.
I mean, I don't know what Batman you were fucking watching growing up or reading, but you know, I don't remember Batman going into a fucking jail and getting out and going through a tunnel and going on a motorcycle.
I expect nothing less from El Chapo.
Yeah, his girlfriend is in trouble. She just pleaded guilty, and she's getting 3 years. She's getting a little slap on the wrist.
Yeah, well, you know the women are always going to which
You know who fucked over El Chapo? The actor. No, the actor is the last one. The actress was her name. He was
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn is the one who fucked him over. Yeah. After that shit went in the Rolling Stones, then DOJ was on his balls.
He gave him I think Sean Penn gave him a 50 cal, and I bet there was a tracking device or something planted in it.
Yeah, because after that whole thing with Sean Penn wasn't even supposed to come. He said he was just there. He was just there just to ride along, and he busts out like cameras and a microphone and started, like a journalist. Like, and here you are, you're meeting a cartel leader. What the fuck are you? That was a dumbass move. And you know what I heard? I heard that even though El Chapo got busted, like he wasn't the real kingpin. Like there was like 2 other guys above him. He was like the lower guy.
Never get caught.
Yeah, but here's the thing too. You guys are missing. What did Sean Penn have on him when he went to go see El Chapo?
I think I remember. It was something weird. Yeah.
He had his smartphone. Guess what smartphones have in it?
Yeah, GPS.
GPS. Guess what the NSA has? The ability to do. Hack your phone and look at your GPS.
Yeah.
So, he didn't even need to help them. That's the thing. Like, he could have just went there. They were tapping the communications, talking about meeting him. Like, it's so obvious how they communicated it and everything. I mean, it's obvious. Like tap into it.
Yeah, it was. El Chapo should have never let those two. But he was so obsessed with that actress that he had to meet her. Or no, she was a news reporter in Mexico, and then was an actress. So.
But he worked for he worked for the DEA though. He was an asset. So how can you hammer? Well, when you need a scapegoat, you can hammer the guy that actually works for you.
I heard he got canned because he was. I heard they actually went after him because he was just so blatantly open about what he was doing, and the other cartels didn't like it, so they threw him under the bus. But
There have been a number of these guys that have gone into court and flat said, You know, it's like, why are you pissed off at me? I work for you. It doesn't
Yeah.
go anywhere, but, you know, it's like, hey, it's time for you to go down, you know. Yeah, you
Yeah.
worked for us, so what? You know.
Well,
Yeah.
that's ultimately what these cartel guys don't realize is that the guy who's higher above you will throw you under the bus to save their own ass. You know, like
Yeah, it's just like,
no
you know, same as
loyalty.
Maxwell or all the rest of them. Hey, you can be all, you got all your contacts in Mossad and the CIA and all these agencies. Well, that just means you're in trouble, you know, because you could be sacrificed at any moment. You know, you think you're plugged in, and they're figuring out how they might have to get rid of you.
Yep. So I'm not sure if you guys seen this or not. I'm gonna post it in the chat here, in the general chat. That is the names of everyone who was named during the trial.
Oh, nice.
Mark, if you want to read that, you can, because it's too small for me. I'm literally blind.
Okay. It is pretty small.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, I guess we're all blind.
No, I have it.
What, you want me to speed run this shit, or?
No, I have it. They're naming Harvey Weinstein, the 1953 Trust, Sean Carter, Darren Indike, Richard Kahn, the Weinstein Corporation, Miramax, Walt Disney Company, Def Jam Recordings, Rock Nation, Universal Music Group, Beyoncé, Kanye West, Terrence Thornton, Black Cube Ltd, Vivendi SA, Dwayne Carter, Jean-Luc Brunel, Young Money Entertainment, Good Music, Shelley Massenburg-Smith, David Boyes, Robert Kelly, Milton Brown, Marcelo Calori, Sprint Corporation, Viacom CBS, Virgil Abloh, Qatar Investment Authority, Tutor Saliba Corporation, Ghislaine Maxwell, Parkwood Entertainment, the City of New York, New York City Police Department, Sir Philip Green, Sony Entertainment, John Doe's 1 to 100, Jane Doe's 1 to 100, Corporation Doe's 1 to 100. That's pretty much the list on that thing.
No, but what you named in the beginning, a lot of Weinstein, Hollywood connections, Universal Music Group, Disney.
Yeah.
Disney has a lot of pedophiles in it. A lot of the animators are actual pedophiles. Not saying everybody.
Yeah, we know that's pretty much that's very known in like the whole conspiracy world, right? On YouTube and whatever, you see all these videos of like Disney stuff where there's all this sex stuff hidden in it, which is obviously inappropriate for children to watch. That's very easy. So they're confronting children with sex and stuff at a super young age, which is like a really fucking thing to do. Yeah.
Grooming. It's basically grooming. It's grooming them at a young age.
Yeah.
It's grooming them, and here's what you have to understand. Some of these cartoons that they make are specifically made for grooming underage sex slaves for these groups.
Yeah, and they're normalizing it.
Pedophiles themselves use some of these cartoon content to groom children themselves. These groups, these pedophile groups, they use this content to groom children. We lost somebody too. We lost Andrew, I guess. He left. I didn't see that until now.
He's a busy guy.
But yeah, so that's everybody that was named during the trial. That's a long fucking list, man. Rock Nation, that's Jay-Z and
Bro, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
no, Rock Nation is not Beyonce. It's Jay-Z and I can't remember the other guy's name.
Dr. Dre?
No, it's not Dr. Dre. It's another guy.
No, as in like Beyonce was on the list too.
Yes.
Well, look at all the Jane Does near the bottom. I mean, it's like Jane Does 1 to 100. There's several of them. So you got like hundreds that aren't even really listed.
They can't discredit 100 different women. It's not gonna happen. And like I said, Spacey being involved on the plane, it's starting. I think it's starting to come out. I think it's going to start to come out that this wasn't just a girls' ring, and the boys were involved. But here's the thing: with the elitist, they kill the boys after they're abused, because they are the ones who are more likely to be vocal. Also, I don't know why, but for some reason, pedophiles, they enjoy seeing, or not pedophiles, but pedophiles and those who watch snuff films. For some reason, most of the snuff films are about raping a boy and then killing the boy. It's not about raping a girl and then killing the girl. Most of them. I don't know why, and I don't know the psychology behind that or anything, but most of the snuff films on the darknet are mostly younger boys being killed, not younger girls. There are younger girls, but it's mostly, in a ratio, it's mostly boys, and I don't know why. But Epstein too, it's very interesting. His ranch, right? In the ranch, when you walk into the doors, they talked about this. They said that there was underage, like way underage pictures of young girls and young boys. So it already kind of did start to come out that young boys were involved, because they said about these not paintings. They were kind of like pictures that were on the wall, and pictures that were on his desk and everything. And they said that one of the girls was like 7 years old or 6 years old. I can't remember, one of the two, but really young. And the youngest that we've heard is 11, 12, I think, maybe 10, but yeah. So I mean, Epstein was, and his cohorts were real pedophiles, not just young girls, 16, 17. No, they were like under 12. So yeah, I mean, it's fucked up. Nobody else has anything to say? Dead air?
Yeah.
I mean, it got kind
Rural
of
pedophilia is a national security concern in England.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, we're not going to arrest or look into any more claims against Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
The Crown.
It's distasteful and makes the crown look bad.
Yeah.
You know what else is distasteful? Kid fucking. And baby Queen Elizabeth doing the fucking Nazi salute.
Oh yeah, well that was a long time ago. So it makes it okay. But we have like this cancel culture, and then there's no cancel culture for the person who literally used a goddamn fucking Nazi salute. How about we do a cancel culture of the Queen, and we get rid of royalty? That would be great, Come on, internet. I mean, everybody wants to fucking cancel everybody for like the littlest fucking bullshit, and then they ignore the biggest fucking things possible, and it's just so fucking stupid, and it just drives me nuts.
It's all part of that crime wave, though. Once it snowballs like this, and then it's like, who can do the most evil thing and get away with it is kind of like the standard of excellence, just...
Oh, yeah. The Scorpion's bassist. I saw that years ago. I put that in an article, and he said he was joking, and then in the thing he says that that I'm not kidding. Yet he said after the fact, when he got fucking like reprimanded for it, that basically I was joking around. I was like, that's not a joke, dude. What?
Yeah, you can tell with somebody, it's like they've done an oopsie, and they've kind of given out the secret that needs to be covered. That was one of them.
Yeah, where he just said casually, I've witnessed people be executed for entertainment purposes, and it was about 500K a party or something. I forget what the fuck he said, but yeah.
Oh, Red Rooms. Red Room.
Well, that's on the darknet, and yeah, those are real. Yeah.
I know. I was in a like a I was on a darknet forum, and somebody dropped a link for a Red Room, and I thought those things were just like internet lore. And then I saw like how much you had to pay for like Commander, and you tell the guy what to do, and I think it was like 60,000 or something just to even watch. And I was just like, dude, this is like too weird to like not be true. It seemed legit,
Well, yeah, the Monkey House, yes.
Is that? Yeah, I think that's what it was called. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's legitimate. It's just people are so stupid, and they push on say that these are just modern lore, and it's no. It's legitimate. They literally do host snuff, live snuff. Well, not live, but yeah.
It's like the shit that you think that is just like fake, and it turns out to be real, like Epstein Island. That just is so weird. I thought it was fake.
Did you think the temple that he had there with the owl, the Moloch?
Yeah, like the weird painted.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that, and I was just like, oh, maybe he's into the occult, but...
I'm sorry, Minerva, not Moloch. Minerva's the owl, not Moloch. Moloch is the bull. But, yeah, the owl of Minerva on top of the weird temple that he had. The temple with windowless rooms, or windowless, windowless temple, and the big door from fucking like Middle Ages with a goddamn lock on the front. What the fuck do you think they were doing in there?
Torturing
sacrifice.
People? Yeah.
Now we have to make a religion out of it. It has to be like a temple sacrifice and something big.
Well, I don't know about sacrifice in that sense, but murder, yes.
Well, that's how you're gonna twist the thing into being something holy when you're really killing somebody. You gotta justify it somehow. I mean,
Oh.
not like you want to do it, but you have to do this.
Oh, alright. Yeah, well, yeah, that's basically what was going on there. Is that ceremonies? We'll put it that way.
Do you think anything will ever come out of the trial, or do you think it's just going to be kangaroo court?
Do I think anything Satanism related is going to come out?
No, I mean, any charges,
Charges? Like, you mean other people getting charged? Yeah, I think I think it's too big. I think it's too big. I think that people are going to get charged, but I think that it's going to be low level people that are just going to get thrown under the fucking bus on this. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, they're not gonna go at the real ones.
I think I'll tell you what I think. I think that they're going to go after the other assistants of Epstein, the other women that were involved with Ghislaine. I think they're going to go after them, even though some of them are testifying against Ghislaine and saying that we were forced, blah 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 blah. I think some of them are going to be thrown under the bus as scapegoats.
I
For
think
sure.
Ghislaine Maxwell is not going to be convicted on the main thing. She's going to be convicted on one of the other two things and facing a few years in prison. Just saying.
Do y'all think they're gonna go after Wexner?
No, I definitely don't see them going after Wexner. I don't see them going after the Clintons, even though I've heard that supposedly Bill Clinton's going to get arrested, blah, blah, blah. All these other people are going to get arrested.
Yeah,
What about Prince Andrew?
He's not gonna be arrested. If any of them are arrested, it's a fucking body double.
If Bill Clinton really ends up arrested, then I'll know for sure that this is actually real and they're actually going after them. Because if Bill Clinton gets arrested, that's fucking huge. That's like, that'll be like a shot heard around the fucking world. If they go after and arrest Andrew, yeah, then that would be big too.
Prince Andrew is not going to jail. Simple. Because
I don't think he will either. But I'm just saying,
even if like a U.S. court wants him, like extradited or whatever, the British court still has to agree, and the British court is owned by the British royal family, literally.
Oh yeah, so he can't get arrested, literally.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
Well, he can take a little cruise trip to fucking the Caribbean, then maybe Haiti, and do it there.
well, technically, when it's crimes against children, the UN can come in and do something. Do I think it's gonna fucking happen? No.
No.
Yeah, what the British care about the UN? Look at what they do to Assange. Well, Niels Melzer is shouting.
Yeah.
I mean, Niels
But a
Melzer.
girl can dream.
Like everybody says, the UN is a bad organization. Blah 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 blah. No. It's just the same as any other fucking organization. It's the people. The people in charge of blah 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 is what matters. It's not everybody in a fucking organization is corrupt. That's just stupid. It's stupid to say.
It's just that the British court, okay, you see the judges sitting there. Above these judges is like a picture of the Queen, right? He's above the judges.
I keep on hearing rumors every few months that she's dead. I actually believe it, and I check and she's not dead. Every few months.
Probably, I don't know, sucking on an adrenochrome lollipop or something. I don't know. She's not dead. That's what I meant to say.
I don't want to go on about the adrenochrome. Oh god, it's so fake. It's not even a real drug. Maybe it isn't. It is just silver oxide. It's just oxidized amphetamine.
No. It's partially true. It came out fucking years ago. All this stuff about about elitists drinking fucking kids' blood, blah blah blah, or not drinking it. I mean injecting it. years ago it came out, and then they started talking about the science of it and blah blah blah, saying that
Before what's
injecting
his name? It
young
never
blood.
existed. I used to read on Rhodium, the archives, and I used to read my chemistry stuff. I used to I came across an article for synthesis for adrenochrome, and I was looking at the effects, and it just looked like ephedrine, but it caused little inflammation in the skull, which caused a headache. But other than that, like, it really has no CNS effect. But the only reason it became popular, and anybody ever read about it, was because of what's his name? He's dead now. Fear and Loathing. What's his name? Hunter S. Thompson wrote about it.
He did too, yes, but a few years ago there was experiments that came out where they were talking about anti-aging, or I'm sorry, not anti-aging, to slowing the aging process, and they were saying injecting young blood slows down the aging process, and it was all
rejuvenates the elderly
Yes.
with a massive bunch of what are they, hormones and antibodies that their body no longer produces.
Yes.
And as a result of this, it gives that person a recharge for the next week.
The easiest way to stay young is just inject yourself with HGH. You'll stay young. I mean, you'll on the cellular. I'm just saying on a cellular level, you'll be younger, but you're gonna have a lot of weird side effects like cancer.
Years ago I was
The
taking
simple plasma transplant, there's very little side effects as long as you're both like you've got a proper donor. That's the same blood type and so on and so forth.
Years ago I was taking HGH, and it made me very angry. And then I realized that was the same shit that Mel Gibson was taking.
I used to take it in my 20s, but when I was like doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly, same here, man. I was taking HGH for going to the gym, because my trainer had recommended to take HGH and said that it wasn't harmful, and then I found out all these fucking problems and fucking heart problems and blah blah blah. Like, I was like, oh my god, man, like, I just fucked myself.
Oh yeah, I got cherry angiomas in my mid-20s from that shit, and I'm like, you're not supposed to get those until you're older. So I was like, man, this thing does have some weird side effects, you know?
Yeah, besides basically making you like you are an ape.
Cancer patient? Yeah.
No, an ape. No, making you like you are a fucking ape where you can't control your anger, and literally the littlest thing will set you off and make you so angry that you want to smash something or throw something through the wall, or yeah.
Decca did that to me. Decca got me so pissed off. One of my coworkers just said no to me, and I was about to rip her head off for like no reason. That was like the last straw with that shit. I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
That makes you crazy.
Yeah, that's how I felt with HGH, man, was basically the littlest thing set me off, and at one point I even like punched the fucking wall, and I punched like right through the fucking wall.
Damn.
No, like when I say I punched through the wall, I mean I punched through the actual drywall, and then through the support beam of the wall. And it was a lot of fucking
bro.
It was a lot of fucking damage done to the house, and yeah, I had to get that fixed. But and then another time, I went to a cash checking place, and I was cashing my check, and the guy behind was like, these are all expired, and I like was like, what the fuck? Like, you know, I like flipped the fuck out, and I walked out of that place and like swung the door, but I like, you know, just I didn't realize that I swung the door so hard. But Put it that way. And I actually like shattered the whole door window and the window that was on the like the front window. And I don't know how I did it, like, but it happened.
Well, that's so weird. You can get angry from like 0 to like I'm gonna kill you and rip your head off in like less than a second. It's so fucking crazy with that shit.
Sounds fucking. What is that shit called?
I don't know the human growth hormone, but I was taking a 19 Nor, which is technically Dianabol or Deca.
Okay.
Some old shit. Schwarzenegger was like doing that shit forever. That's why he had to get a fucking pig valve in his heart.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
There's no joke on your fucking arteries and tendons and joints. Like, shit'll fucking kill you early when you're young.
So you just eat that stuff, you become like a total beefcake. Beating through walls and stuff.
That's, Schwarzenegger already had to have like 2 surgeries on his heart valve over his life because of that shit. Yeah. Shit's no joke. It's not good for you.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's like obsessed with being an Ubermensch.
He's actually like I've known people that have met him. He's not actually like a really bad person. He's actually kind of a stand-up guy, but as far as relationships are concerned, he's a piece of shit. He cheats on everybody. So.
No, yeah. He's actually not that bad of a guy. I know somebody who knows him, and yeah, he's not that bad of a guy. He
does cheat though. He has problems with sex or something. He's a sex addict.
Well, yeah, but that's like majority of men in America. So
yeah.
Tiger Woods too. You remember? Like fucking Tiger Woods was the worst.
That was surprising to me, and like the women he was dating were not even attractive at all.
No, but the funny thing about that though is that just what was it, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, he got his karma, man. He almost died in a fucking car accident. Like,
oh, that was last year. Yeah. It happened near my house where I was living, and it happened in South Bay.
They were talking about it last week.
No, it was last year. He went off the Trump golf course in South Bay, and he was driving away. He went like 80 on the turn. Yeah, he probably was texting. That's probably how it happened. He wasn't high. So.
Well, why would you try to text going 80 miles per hour?
I see people do all sorts of weird shit in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Have you ever been here?
Yeah, I know, but it's just fucking stupid, dude. Like, why would you text going 80 miles per hour? Like, are you that fucking retarded? Like, don't you realize car go room, you go into tree.
Maybe they live in Miami.
Do you remember in Manhattan Beach where he was? His house is over there in Manhattan Beach, and he was trying to drive it high on what was it? Sleeping pills, and crashed into something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he has substance abuse problems, but I don't know. His golfing career is over. He shattered both of his fucking legs, so he ain't gonna golf no more.
No, but he's made millions of dollars off all the fucking deals, dude. He's good for life.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, not millions. He's a billionaire, literally.
Well, no, he made millions of dollars off of deals. He probably made more from other fucking things like winning golf tournaments and whatever else. But I mean, he was getting million dollar deals. So, I mean, obviously it added up, but. I don't think he was ever given $1 billion deal. Most people aren't. They're given a couple $100 million at most. I mean, depending on who you are.
Yeah, Tiger Woods isn't getting $1 billion deal. I don't even think like Cristiano Ronaldo would get $1 billion deal.
$1 billion deal, that'd be fucking crazy. I mean, you would.
That'd be like Oprah. Somebody like Oprah.
Maybe Oprah's handing out billion-dollar deals, but I don't know.
She was given one.
No, I heard he was worth $1 billion, and that was at the peak of his career. I guess he, I don't know, a lot of people throw around like old money, especially for these PGA tours.
Well, yeah, so it's only old people watching them. Just kidding. Sorry, golf viewers.
You can do it! You can do it! Or what was it?
Sorry,
Happy
golf
Gilmore.
viewers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like golfers spend more energy on their celebrations than they do on the actual act of golfing or anything, but...
They usually get into developing these golf courses and all. Those are some huge deals.
Yeah, have you seen the Trump course in South Bay? It's fucking huge, and that property alone is worth like at least $100 million. So dead air.
Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't know what to add to that. We were just talking about fucking golf courses.
I don't know shit about golf either. Oh god, what else is going on in the world?
They're making
Lockdowns.
vaccinations. They're making vaccinations mandatory in almost all of Europe.
Yeah. Here in LA, you can, if you want to go eat at a restaurant, you have to show your proof
your
of vaccine.
papers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had to do it today
Yeah.
again.
Really? Because, I mean, I'm in LA as well, and, like, I think too many restaurants that I go to just can't be fucking asked, so...
Well, go to Rutt's Cafe on, what was that, Dennis? And then the other one is at the Asian...
I'm not gonna go there, then.
Oh. Yeah, the other one is that Japanese or Asian market on Venice as well. They check. They don't even let you in without it.
Ah, that's so fucked. Yeah, no, shit's fucking draconian.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, like in Austria now, they're like saying like you have to like pay $4,000 a fine if you're not vaccinated. And then in Germany they're starting now too, and in Greece, it's like it's happening everywhere. Except for
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
In Scandinavia, they're not doing it. They're like they literally removed all the
Oh, it's
restrictions.
spreading. It's spreading.
Yeah, so in Hungary, Viktor Orban is of course against it, and you have Croatia against the Croatian leader that literally said like, we're not vaccinating anyone anymore. You can build a wall around our country. We don't care anymore about you guys. Poland is saying like, let's create a new Nuremberg trial and have these people convicted for genocide. So yeah.
Well, and as a continent, I think Africa has the lowest vaccination rate, but they also have but they're also mystifying scientists by managing to beat COVID while having the lowest vaccination rate. Thanks, experts. You all are fucking donuts.
They're onto the scam.
Yeah. like everywhere around the fucking Caribbean and Africa is like way more skeptical of this shit than people want to think. It's
Yeah, I
like,
remember when I was
there's-
in
there's
Africa, then nobody.
Of course, there's like inequality of distribution of resources, but also there's the fact that a bunch of these countries are getting a shit ton of donations. Like Jamaica had to trash a bunch of AstraZeneca injections because no one was fucking taking the shit.
Oh really? Yeah, same
Yeah.
thing happened. Same thing happened to my wife's country with the AstraZeneca. They donated like a couple million doses, and everybody knew what happened in Europe because of that shit. So nobody took it. They just expired. It went to shit.
Yeah, I mean, well, like it's so bad. Like You have the AstraZeneca vaccine causing all these problems with blood clots and such, and they're getting banned in several European countries, and they're just like, oh no, we're gonna donate it to countries in the global south then. What do you think is gonna happen? You think these people are fucking stupid? Oh yeah, you fucking do, you imperialist cunt.
Oh boy. Glory brought out the C word.
Well, it's
You
interesting.
know what? I think quite generous with my use of the word AK.
I need to get over there.
I reserve that word for Hillary Clinton, Glory. That is the only person that I believe deserves that word.
No, man. There's
not
a
the only person. There are so many people that deserve it.
Maybe if
Billion.
you're Australian.
billions.
But I'm not Australian.
Like, okay, at this point, I don't know why they're doing this mandatory vaccine stuff anymore. Because, like, you have in what is that country? What's like Gibraltar or something, right? They vaccinated 100% of the people, and then they just announced that the country is skipping Christmas and is locking down everything because there is like a mass amount of COVID cases now, and there's 100% is vaxxed. Like, there's no unvaccinated anymore, so they can't blame anyone, so they're locking everything down. Like, there's literally cancelled Christmas.
That's
Well,
when
I
you
mean,
skip the science.
wasn't there also the studies showing Israel having incredibly high COVID rates, despite the fact that they also have one of the highest jab rates? Because that's where they were pushing like the triple and quadruple boosters and shit.
Yeah, same problem.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense anymore. And then now they are saying like there's some kind of new virus and it has all the symptoms that's literally like the same as the side effects of the first vaccine. So I don't even get it anymore.
Well, here's my cynical take: is you haven't burned any capitals down for the murder that's going on from your governments and these cronies, so they're just going to keep doing it. As long as you're just marching around flag and banner waving and they keep doing it to you, it's going to continue.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a backup plan. I decided I'm just going to catch COVID. Because it gives me a QR code for 1 year. I just want COVID, so I'm going to get it.
I don't know, man. My dad almost died from that shit, so I don't think you want it.
I don't think you
got
really
COVID.
want
I want
didn't
it. I want the
die.
COVID.
You already
Here's
have
the
herd
thing.
immunity. You already have antibodies. You already have herd immunity. It's
Here's
been
the
2
thing.
fucking years.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think anybody can have herd immunity to because it just randomly attacks your body. Like, it's a biological fucking weapon. It randomly attacks your body. It doesn't have a set path on how it attacks your body. It randomly attacks your body in numerous ways, from attacking your organs to attacking your sense of smell to attacking your fucking. I saw one case where somebody went deaf, and I was just like, "What the fuck? So how does somebody go deaf from this shit?"
Well, it is very much engineered to act that way, but also it is very beatable.
What?
Spoken? I mean, like, yeah.
It can be. It depends
I
on.
was gonna say, Gloria's really a fucking double agent for the elite.
I did get COVID like almost over a year ago now. I got COVID, so shit, my immunity is up.
Well, here's the thing, right? So again, it just randomly attacks your body. So you can get a fucking bad case of it, or you can get a good case of it where it's, it's just a cough and just some problems breathing for a while, and then it goes away. But I don't think.
But I mean, in the meantime, you can still work on boosting your natural immunity.
Oh yeah,
I did. That last one almost got that one. Last one. The other 2 shots didn't do shit to me. The third one, fuck my life.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 of them?
Shit,
Oh,
fucking
fuck.
I don't know, man.
Did you
It's
see
pretty
that?
lit over here in the control
Did
group,
you guys see
Tyler.
that fucking article that came out in Forbes? Yes, COVID does change your genetic DNA makeup, and that's a good thing. And then about, I don't know, a few hours later, the article headline was changed by the editors. Oh man. Gotta love it. But yeah, I mean, again, it depends on what, like, it's not even a strain anymore. It's what you get from COVID. It's, are you going to get attacked? Like, are you going to have your lungs attacked? Are you going to have your organs attacked? Or are you just going to get like a slight case where, oh, you have a cough and some runny nose and just like a normal fucking flu? But yeah, it just randomly attacks your body. There's no way that they can say this symptom means that you have COVID, because it just randomly attacks your body.
Well, what you need is a fake PCR test, run through too many cycles so you get false positives. So that you take a shot that's worse than the virus itself.
Oh, but they say that injecting RNA vaccines is safe and that it doesn't have the virus in it. How does that make sense? Every vaccine has to have virus genetic makeup in it, because that's how it releases your fucking antibodies.
Yeah, but these mRNA vaccines work different, right? They just contain like these spike proteins or whatever, which are like part of a virus, and then when your body sees the same spike proteins.
You just said it. It's part of a virus.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm not sure if they're like taken or like artificially made. I don't know really.
It doesn't work. It works to keep you sicker and make you sicker, but it doesn't actually work as a vaccine against this virus.
No.
I'm assuming as long as you take it or something, you'll be fine. But then when you stop, then you'll be fucked. That's what I think about it. Kind of keeping you hooked to something forever.
You're just going to keep getting sicker and sicker, and they're going to give you more, and then you're going to wonder why, and so you're going to get another shot, and you're going to get sicker, and you're going to wonder why.
And they're going to keep you in quarantine so you're not getting any sunlight or interacting with nature and boosting your natural immunity. You're not correcting the vitamin D deficiency that a lot of humans these days have. And
we're not going to talk about all the suicides either that all these lockdowns and all this shit has caused. We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, never mind the fact that you're ruining a whole generation by making them wear fucking masks when they're like 2 to 4 years old and learning to read facial expressions.
Well, that's just fun.
Cunts.
And so the response to that has been flag and banner waving globally, which, I mean, you see Klaus Schwab, they don't give a shit. They're still on message, man. They're still pushing ahead because you're not doing anything about it. You're still flag and banner waving. That doesn't work.
Ugh.
Well, you're right, it doesn't work.
And so we need to be continually gaslit that you don't do things that your ancestors did when governments got bad or kings got out of line, or we don't do that anymore. We just let it all go.
Alamo, humanity has no history of resisting slavery. I don't know what you're talking about.
It had a history. It had a history of doing that.
That's depressing. We're still going. We're
And now,
still going.
so yeah, I mean, okay, so here you are. Everybody draws that line in the sand. Oh, I love the last big line in the sand. That was, if they go after the kids with the jab. That was the big line in the sand. Well, they've already done that. They went after your kids for school. Everybody got jabbed. Nobody gave a shit really. Now they're coming after your kids. So it's time to move the goalpost again, folks. We need another line in the sand. What's it going to be?
Oh,
Yeah,
let's
well, I
see. I
mean,
mean,
it's
they
not
used.
necessarily that nobody cared, it's that, like, nobody cared enough. Because, yeah, people were just like, oh, I just want my kid to go to school, or, like, they were pissed at it, but they didn't do anything about it, or the ones that, like, did do anything about it, and then there's those people, but, like, they're still a minority, and they need to become a majority, but, like, they're more common in thought than we think, because people want to get gaslit by putting shit in conspiracy charts, like...
Oh yeah, that I'm so fucking pissed off. Who the fuck puts Iran Contra? And the goddamn.
I did not know that there was a conspiracy, okay?
Who the fuck
That's
puts
why I
Iran
remade that shit, because
Contra?
I was fucking pissed.
Well, yours is hilarious because it's funny. Like, it was like, it was true. I forget what the top one was. Like, it was ridiculous, but I can't remember what it was.
It was like the CIA has their best interests at heart, or some shit like that.
Yeah. But you said that was like anti-Semitic.
Don't even care. But yeah, like they had fucking COINTELPRO somewhere in there. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
They had deep state all the way at the top of it. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
Like, oh yeah, you haven't realized that the military-industrial fucking complex exists, and that the military-industrial fucking complex is compartmentalized, and that the compartmentalized fucking military-industrial fucking complex, yes, I said fucking like about 10 times, they basically do all these different various ways of making money outside of the law. Like, they set things up like gun trafficking, drug trafficking, organ trafficking, but not as, it's more isolated than it was. I mean, back years ago with Vietnam, they literally would send heroin inside the cavities of GIs, and then they would also sell those organs. People are so fucking stupid, man. They don't realize all the shit that fucking really has happened in the world. And, like, putting Promise and fucking Iran Contra, and what was the other fucking one she put in there? I can't remember what it was. She put a whole bunch of shit, but it would just piss me off, man, reading that. I was just like, are you really that fucking stupid? Like, Iran Contra was a conspiracy theory? No, dumbass. It was a fucking, literally a shadow government that was run, as said by a congressman, or no, senator at the time, Daniel Inouye. Larry P. McDonald, fucking murdered, crashed in a plane. Do you think that was a conspiracy, or do you think that was planned? Because he literally talked about, what was it, what was the club? I can't remember the club at the time.
Hellfire?
No. Starts with a B. I just can't remember what the fuck it is.
Bohemian Club?
No. A different one. I can't remember what it is. You could look it up. Larry P. McDonald. He was talking about a club at the time, and he basically said they took over the American political system and this and that, and then he ended up in a fucking crash in a plane.
Yeah, the whole Iran thing is not a conspiracy theory. It's real. Yeah.
Iran Contra?
The Iran Contra, yeah, that shit happened. That went down. Cocaine too, and the C-130, they're using a humanitarian plane to transport cocaine to get guns.
That's the only part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, someday.
This chart tries to put Tupac alive in Serbia on the same level as saying the U.S. is a corporation.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it is. It's bad.
Yeah, USA is a shit show. Come on.
Hey, chemtrails are on here.
Yeah. I literally commented on that and said that the CIA or not CIA, the military ran a operation known as large area coverage, where they sprayed people with cancerous gas to cause them cancer, and they wanted to cause them cancer. Why did they want to cause them cancer? Oh, they wanted to test it and see if they could use that gas against the Soviets at the time. Supposedly, that was what they said.
Oh, so, nice. Bill Gates' depopulation is all the way at the top. Fucking donut.
Are you calling her a donut? Or, like, I don't know what this is.
No, I'm calling the author of this a donut.
Yeah, that's what I said. You're calling her a donut. Yeah. I know Steve commented under
conspiracy facts. You know.
Steve commented under that and said this is perfect or something. And I was like, no, it's not. I don't know if he was fucking around or what the fuck, but I was just like, nope, not having it.
He was probably fucking around.
I didn't know if he was serious or not. I was just like, nope.
I mean, it's a perfect example of how fucked we are and how they're trying to isolate any alternate thought.
It's not even a fucking alternative thought. Iran-Contra fucking happened. And John Poindexter and, oh my god, Oliver North and, who the fuck's the other guy? Whoever was the Secretary of Defense under Ronald Reagan. I can't remember who the fuck it was, but anyway, he was also a advisor to Palantir. And when him and a few other people kicked the bucket, I have some information that I will be dropping, but I'm waiting for certain people to die. So you can't stop me from dropping it either. So anyway, I have some fun things to get into when it comes to Iran-Contra and promise. Regarding those people specifically, and also the Bank of International Settlements and the Federal Reserve and some other stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, back to what I was saying about Iran-Contra. I mean, Iran-Contra fucking happened, and they set up BCCI as a conduit bank to do off the books black books or black book operations. So that's anything that they couldn't do under the budget that would have been quote unquote illegal under the U.S. They set up offshore accounts to basically use as smuggling, or money laundering, I should say. Money laundering is a better one. And then they would just kind of flip the money around by doing gun trade for drugs and then drugs for guns. And human trafficking as well comes into that through the Franklin Credit Union that was connected to BCCI. So...
Remember that fall boy they had for the Iran thing, for the Iran-Contra shit? And then when he testified under Congress and he spilled out all the stuff and...
Oliver North.
Yeah, and he had that, like, deal that he made where even if he said everything, he couldn't be prosecuted on it?
Yeah.
That's some insane shit. You can basically get away with murder in this country if you really wanted to.
Oliver North is who set up Rex 1984 under, I think it was FEMA at the time. under the orders of George H.W. Bush Sr. George H.W. Bush Sr. was the go-to guy with all of the Iran-Contra operation stuff. And the conduit between George H.W. Bush was the defense secretary under Ronald Reagan. I just can't remember his fucking name. But that's what really happened, is that George H.W. Bush was the one calling the shots of everything that happened under Iran-Contra. It wasn't Reagan. It was George H.W. Bush, who I think it was later, went on to become a CIA director. I believe, yeah, it was later. I'm pretty sure. It was either later or before he was a CIA director. I think it was later, though. I think after Reagan, he went on to be a CIA director. Let me just double check that, because I just want to give accurate information, but yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so it was before. It was before.
What?
George H.W. Bush was the...
Your trunk is open. Sorry about that.
George H.W. Bush was the director of the CIA from 1976 to 1977. Not even that long, but he was also involved with Operation Zapata, which JFK and Bush was one of the people who were on the ground for John F. Kennedy's assassination. He was actually one of the head intelligence personnel on the ground to ensure that the job was carried out, along with what's his name, E. Howard Hunt. Oh, the secrets that I know.
Speaking off topic, what do you think about that new committee the Pentagon is trying to form to about the UFO shit? You know, did you hear about that?
Didn't I say to you what was it? What did I say last year, that they were going to start pushing this? Or no, I said that this year. They were going to start pushing this next year or something. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. Like, and I said this last year too, that they were going to start pushing it as well. But I said it was going to increase because these guys were quote unquote legitimate. They're legitimate whistleblowers that are coming out of intelligence agencies. The thing though here is that there's an interesting crossover here happening with some of the people that were involved originally with the Disclosure Project with Dr. Stephen Greer, and some of the people that are involved with Tom DeLonge. Dr. Stephen Greer says that this is a controlled disclosure narrative, and that they're not going to basically tell everything. They're just going to give bits and pieces, and it's going to be a very slow release. And I kind of side with that. I mean, here's the thing. If you think that we're alone in the universe, you're a fucking idiot. If you've never studied history and realized that, for lack of a better term, aliens or UFOs were constantly riddled throughout history, then you should probably go and look that up, because it's literally in cave paintings. It's in...
Oh yeah, even in the Middle Ages, they had paintings.
Middle Ages.
Yeah, with the UFOs in the 1600s.
Yeah. Middle Ages, cave paintings, fucking Egypt, goddamn Samaria, yeah, fucking Greece.
They think Enoch. It's a fairy tale anyway, but the whole Enoch thing is eerily resembles a couple of these sci-fi UFO movies. And that's ancient.
Yeah, but the Book of Enoch, it's more like if you've ever read it, and I did years ago.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
It basically describes the same thing as the Sumerians and the Anunnaki. The same tall beings, giants.
He said angels. Angels were teaching him. Yeah, and then yeah. Angels.
They said angel. Yeah, they said giant angels, or I forget what the fuck the term was. It said, but yeah.
You know what's creepy is that if you read the Book of Enoch and you read Revelations, they're almost. I mean, they're not verbatim the same thing, but they literally describe the same outcomes. That's really weird.
Yeah, but the Book of Enoch is supposed to be forbidden for Christians to read, I believe.
It's not in the Torah either. I don't understand that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting book. And again, I mean, just going back throughout history, when it comes to alien beings or UFOs or whatever the fuck, I mean, it's just riddled throughout our history. It's riddled throughout every civilization that you can find. I mean, the Indians, oh my god, the Indians, very, very descriptive with UFOs and beings.
Oh yeah, the Navajo and the Star People, and the same thing with that tribe in Africa that knew about Sirius B.
Yeah.
And we couldn't even see it without a telescope, and they knew that it was there. And they claimed about 300 years ago they were visited by people from that star system.
Yep.
There's no way that those people who had no technology, no telescopes or anything, would have even known that it was there. You can't see it without a telescope.
That's the same thing as the Egyptians, too. The Egyptians, the pyramids, they line up with Sirius. Or Orion. Is it Orion?
Orion's belt, yeah.
Yeah. So, and again, with these pyramids, too, I mean, there's pyramids all over the world. Why would there be pyramids all over the world?
Let alone we don't know how they built them, because a lot of those stones are too big for even modern day equipment.
Coincidentally enough, where did they build the pyramids? They built the pyramids on ley lines.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Yeah, you know what's weird is they don't know, but they think that they retro-engineered the Nile and widened it and then closed it just to get the supplies there. And then I'm like, that's a great theory and all, but once you start putting heavy stones in like ships and stuff, like there's only so much weight it can hold. I just don't see it. I don't, 2000. I just don't see with what we think historically they had would work out. It doesn't seem. Neither was Stonehenge. Like that doesn't make any sense. They lift 10,000 pound stones on fucking ships, dragged it inland so many miles. Like that, no.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They try to give excuses for all of this. Do you ever notice that? They try to give excuses for everything.
The weirdest city
You're cutting off real bad.
out of all of them that connect to my Wi-Fi.
You're not allowed to speak about this.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Not Göbekli Tepe. It's not Machu Picchu, Tiwanaku, where they're made out of anodite, and the pieces of the temple fit together like Lego blocks, and they're cut with holes that have to be drilled, and they have these razor sharp edges. Like you have to have either a laser or a diamond bit to cut into this stuff, and there's just no way. 2,000 or 3,000 years ago, they think Tiwanaku might be 7,000 years old. They can't prove it. It just doesn't make any sense. If you've ever seen the stones in Tiwanaku, you'd be like, yeah, okay, these guys had access to some technology that we didn't think was around at the time. Either lasers or diamond bits, something like that.
There's a castle, I can't remember what it's called. The castle of
Coral Castle?
Coral. Yeah, Coral Castle, yeah.
Yeah, that's in Homestead.
It gives instructions on how to how do I say this? Because it's not levitation, but it is. It's basically how to make objects lighter using energy. And yeah, it's very interesting. I don't know if you've ever looked at Coral Castle and looked at those instructions there, where it says essentially how to utilize energy to make objects lighter than they are. It's alchemy, and it goes back centuries.
Yeah, well, and it was also built by one man.
Yeah. But it does have it does, like, Coral Castle does have these it's like a weird puzzle type of thing, where it kind of alludes to alchemy. Now, obviously, I've never tried alchemy, so I don't know if it fucking works. But it's just weird that it's there, and that this guy who built Coral Castle left these instructions. And in my opinion, I think it's more likely that we've lost knowledge on how to make something lighter than in matter. Then they used dragging these large blocks through the mud in the Nile, as they said, and I was just like, that doesn't I don't get the.
Well, why would they have to drag them through the mud? They had big barges.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because with the pyramids and everything, again, they're all built on ley lines. How the fuck would ancient people know to build pyramids on ley lines? Is that just a fucking coincidence? Every pyramid's built on a fucking ley line? I highly doubt it.
They used to lay cities out in Europe along ley lines too.
Yeah.
That's kind of an old known, however they like divining rod.
Yeah, but I mean, it's different for cities, ancient European cities, to be built there because they had some knowledge, not like the ancient people of fucking Egypt where they didn't have anything.
Well, apparently they did. The other thing about the pyramids is they built them on a big outcropping of stone that could support that kind of weight. Because if they'd have just built it in sand or some other places, that stuff would have sunk a long time ago. So they really knew what they were doing.
Yep. Especially the pyramids that were built in the rainforest. They were built very strategically. And at one point, I think it was the Mayans, I believe, they used to live on the actual pyramids, unlike Egypt. But they had like these huge like pyramid cities where like everybody would live, kind of similar to, I guess, a hotel. With like different floors and everything.
Who's up with this cutting off the entire time? Do you guys have that too, or?
Okay, I thought it was just me.
Who's cutting?
A bit.
Yeah, Alamo's cutting off now too. It's not just Tyler, it's Alamo too.
Damn.
Damn Discord.
Apparently we're not allowed to discuss pyramids and ley lines and energy. Planetary energy. And hey, let's just, while we're at it, let's also discuss
Astrology.
No.
I know.
I'm going to say astrology. I was actually going to say the golden ratio.
Ooh.
Because the golden ratio is very interesting. Phi Beta Iota. Well, I don't mean that CIA agent. It's just, or the, what was his name?
Fraternity?
No, the Steele guy. What's his name? Something Steele?
Robert Steele?
Robert David Steele, yeah, he died. I think he died of COVID, too. Yeah, he did. He died of COVID.
He was a strange one. I mean, he was a mix of truth, and then he would push a bunch of Q crap, too.
Yeah, well, he was also connected to Benjamin Fulford and connected to David, what's his name? David Wilcock. And you gotta remember, David Wilcock and Benjamin Fulford have been pushing this mass arrest narrative just like Q, before Q was a thing. So
Wilcock, because he was always he was out there with the star patterns and
he pushed
Egypt tech and all that. I mean, how did he get into the Q?
The fucking the Bluebird people, whatever the fuck it was. I remember the fuck it was.
With Corey and stuff.
With Corey, the teachings of ascension comes from Gnostic beliefs. The Gnostics believe when you die, right, you go through a replay of your whole entire life, and if you succeeded, then you go to the next dimension, which is known as ascension. Okay, so that's ascension comes from Gnostic beliefs. It doesn't come from David Wilcock.
Oh, I get that. That's just stuff he was talking about. He was writing books about too.
Yeah, that's true.
That.
Yep.
Yeah, like I don't know what to think about Benjamin Fulford, but yeah, he said a lot of weird stuff in the past too.
Who, Benjamin?
Yeah, some stuff he was right about, definitely, but I mean, like, sometimes he takes it really far and stuff with the Chinese dragon families and things. Like,
Yeah, I looked into that stuff. I looked into the Black Dragon family and everything, and that's there is really a real group called the Black Dragon family, and they were really involved in World War II. Yeah, I don't know, man. He says some weird shit, but I think some of the stuff that he does have is accurate information, and then on top of it's disinformation.
Oh yeah, definitely. But he's like the type of researcher that he follows like legitimate clues and stuff, and then ends up with his own complete theory about it, which is almost like on a religious level. Like there's a lot of stuff that's very hard to prove, and yeah, makes it difficult. Like you can't go with the full story if you don't have like the full evidence on it. It's very hard for me, but yeah, I don't know. He's an interesting speaker, though.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, over the years, he has had some interesting sources that did come forward. And there was also a really weird video of the Dragon family giving an award to Benjamin. And he does really live in Japan, so yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Just I do know that a lot of the information that they were putting out there is the same shit that was going on with Q. Basically, talking about mass arrests and everything.
Yeah, what is the danger in things like so he feeds in this narrative that somehow there is like hope somewhere for people, right? That everything is fucked and Western elite is fucking up everything, and somehow there is like in Asia is some kind of like hope going on. Well, honestly, like the biggest trading partners are still the United States and China, for example. So yeah, like without China, the USA wouldn't be in its position, and the other way around either. So if there was any hope in it, they would have stopped it long ago, I think. But yeah, that's my just personal observation. I don't know. I believe that we're far too deep in already. Yeah. I think it has to come from the people, like not from like above. Like, did you not have to wait for like any outside savior? You have to do it yourself. It's more like autonomy, self determination.
The thing is, there is one truthful thing that Fulford and David Wilcock put out that I know is accurate and I know it's true. In the early 1990s, whenever the Oklahoma City bombing happened, the OKC event, it was either the week of or the day of, there was a military jet filled with generals that was going to go arrest Bill Clinton for his involvement with selling U.S. secrets to China. It was, at the time, it was called Chinagate. And that jet crashed the same day or the week of the OKC bombing. Just coincidentally enough. And when that OKC bombing thing happened too, there was talks of trying to push, I can't remember what it was the Patriot Act, it was something else. It was similar to the Patriot Act, it was the first stage, I just can't remember what the fuck it was called off the top of my head.
Omnibus Counter-Terror Bill or something like that?
Maybe? But it had to do with it had to do with some type of domestic terrorism bill at the time, and coincidentally enough, that event happened with the bombing of the Pimura building, and I mean it's just coincidence after coincidence with all these things. I mean, there was a General K. Parton who came out and said that the bombing was impossible and that it was clear that there was bombs that were placed on the inside of the building, and that on the outside of the building, it never would have caused that much damage from a fertilizer bomb. Doesn't make sense, and it still doesn't make sense. And there's a really old fucking video from ABC, if you can find it, where they literally say on TV that they found bombs inside of the building. And a lot of people don't know that, but it's a really old video.
There was a good movie called A Noble Lie that was put out years ago. About LKC.
That might have that clip in it from ABC.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it does. But basically it says, in the clip, it says that there was bombs found in the inside of the building and that there's 2 suspects, not one, being reported at the time. And that one was waiting in the truck.
Yeah, somebody else was in that truck with McVeigh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's, there's video of that, so. But they just dropped it. Yeah, it was just one of their assets, so they just dropped it.
Yep. And McVeigh said to his sister that he was involved with the CIA and that he was involved with gun running and drug smuggling for the CIA.
I look at him as almost like a Lee Oswald type of figure. He's ex-military. They kind of groom him for this job of thinking he's doing this for his people as like a check or some training event, but he's really involved in the real thing and being set up as the patsy.
Yeah, well, Oswald's a very interesting story because, as I said on Twitter before, Oswald was killed by Ruby, right? Who the fuck was killing the witnesses? Who's killing all the JFK witnesses? If it was Oswald that killed JFK all by himself. Is he killing them from his grave? Is he hunting them and being a ghost and just, coming in and possessing them and wanting to kill them and bring them to his grave with him? I mean,
if JFK was killed by a magic bullet, then anything is possible.
Oh, I see.
Pretty sure for a long time.
I'm pretty sure it's much more likely that a corrupt group within the CIA that was mad at Kennedy for failing the Bay of Pigs operation, which costed a certain man who's no longer here on this earth money, where the operation was previously named after his oil company, Zapata Oil. It was actually, the Bay of Pigs operation was originally called Operation Zapata.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Alamo's laughing because he knows I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from. Yeah.
So, our I won't say friend. I don't know. Let's see. The person that's no longer on this earth met with a certain CIA director, and they conspired to kill Kennedy and replace him with, we'll call him Big Bird.
It's a big idea. It's a new world order.
Oh my god.
His name was literally Big Bird.
Oh yeah, because he was tall.
That's not it, but okay, we'll go with that.
I know.
But the other thing that everybody misses too is that Lee Harvey Oswald met in an airport with a certain agent discussing the quote-unquote big event.
Was that before or after he managed to seamlessly travel between the United States and Soviet Union? Seamlessly. Because it was.
Yeah, well, no, this is actually in Mexico.
Yeah, but timeline-wise. Like, was it before or after the travel?
I don't know about that. I just know what I know. In regards to Kennedy's assassination, I just know it was fully planned. There's so much evidence out there. I've put out articles on it, literally detailing it, literally pointing people at the fucking evidence. Literally saying, hey look, this was a sophisticated plot. The article itself is titled JFK's Assassination Conspiracy. It's was not a conspiracy, it's a sophisticated plot or something like that. So, yeah, from what I know, our friend who's no longer on this earth, or no, fuck, I said friend, I didn't mean friend.
He's very far from friend.
Yeah, you're right, it's very far from friend. God, I fucked that one up right. So, the person who's no longer on this earth met with E. Howard Hunt, who was later involved in the Watergate break-in. It's so fucking obvious, man. Like, oh, God.
Back and to the left. You good, Tyler?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Are you trying to communicate with us in Morse code in static? Is this what's going on?
He sounds like the old 70s TV we used to have with the static.
Oh no, this connection's pretty bad. So.
Did you have like a TV where you had to like tune in for the right channel? Like, I don't know. Like with such a...
No, I'm always moving around, so I never don't know my signal strength, or I'm on Wi-Fi or whatever.
It's better now, but for a while it was like.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it was like over.
Yeah.
He's been talking to his sleeve mic. You know, he's a big. What do you call? He's a special agent.
Yeah, you've been arrested too many times to be an agent. Come on.
They made an exception. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Like, have you ever used cocaine and I'd just be like, on the polygraph, nope, and then it just all you see all things moving around. You know, there's one time in Mexico.
You know, when the story starts, this one time in Mexico, it's never going to be good.
Dude, I don't remember what I did for like 3 days in Mexico. I was like in my early 20s. Fucking
survived.
No, I was like with my friends, and they went to this fucking pharmacy, and then we got a sedatives, and then my friend said the next great idea was to go to the bar, and me being an idiot, take one, blackout drinking on the first one, and then I don't remember anything for like 3 days, and I apparently ate all the pills.
What?
Yeah, in a complete blackout. I wake up.
Lucky to be alive.
Dude, I wake up, I come to in Chihuahua, Mexico at a bar, and nobody's speaking English, and I have no idea who is who. Oh, God, that was fucking weird.
Did you still have your pants on and your shorts?
Yeah! I taste the vomit in my mouth, but You know.
Oh shit, that's
I
mean, 3 days.
Dude, I was hungover for like 2 days after that. Oh god.
You're lucky you didn't go into a fucking induced coma.
Yeah.
A drug-induced, alcohol-induced coma.
Or get
Oh my
kidnapped.
god. Well, that's why I said he's lucky to be alive and survived in Mexico because of they don't take kindly to gringos.
I don't know. I was like, that was like my go-to in my early 20s. Just go over there, do drugs, come back over the border. I did it quite often, but there was one time I got in trouble with the federales, and they wanted $400, and I was like, okay, so I just gave them like $400. Yeah, they're like, yeah, you found drugs in your car, and I was like, yeah, they're drugs. And first they want to take me to jail, but they're pointing M16s at my face, so I can't argue with them, you know.
Well, that was actually cheap justice. I mean, compared to how that would have been turned out over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just wanted money, though, you know? That's all he wanted. The police are cool, but the federales are corrupt as shit. The federal police. Oh, man. This whole fucking thing that they're trying to do with the fucking cars and put the cameras in the cars and the alcohol detectors. What about weed? Because weed's legal here. Like, how are they going to detect if you're smoking weed?
THC detector. What do you mean?
Yeah, but the language on the Build Back Better bill are only for alcohol.
And we're following laws. Why? I mean, have they ever followed laws? I mean, they just make things up as they go along.
Oh, no, the DOT, it's going to go to the Department of Transportation once it's filled out, but, you know, the fact that, you know, like, I've seen this with bigger vehicles and you know, farm stuff, that, like, when you own the vehicle, it's not yours because of the technology inside of it. That's how cars are going to become. They're just going to become computers on wheels that you don't technically own because of the software in them.
Yeah, they have tried it. But,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you didn't obviously, I mean, come on, when they wrote that bill, you didn't believe it, did you? I mean, you know how they are.
You know that one that Trump signed for the stimulus bill last year? I was able to buy my vape juice in the mail, but because of they had some children's safety bill in there, now you can't get your vape juice mailed even though you tell them you're over 21. So now I can't get vape juice mailed to my house. The Oregon tobacco product.
Yep.
It's so stupid.
But you can still go on Eroid and buy fucking designer fucking drugs.
No, not Eroid. It's you know, Dream Market and all that shit. Yeah, Eroid's non-profit.
Oh wait, Eroid's the
Yeah, research site. Yeah, it's harm reduction model. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the owners. Yeah, the owners live up in Northern California. They're friends with Pico Tico, Sasha, and you know the godfather of MDMA. I forget his name. Sasha something. Yeah. Yeah, they're friends with some big entrepreneurs in the drug world. So. Well, you know, psychedelic drugs. So a lot of that stuff's being actually turned into medicine now, believe it or not.
Yep.
The things that they said that you know, psychedelic drugs had no medical purposes. Well, that's not true. They've been researching it for like 30 years at Berkeley.
That was pushed by our
Drug Enforcement Agency. Yeah.
No. That was pushed
Nixon?
by no. That was pushed by the same guy who was in Delaney Plaza on the day of JFK's assassination, and tried saying that he wasn't a CIA agent, and that he said that it wasn't him, it was another person who was has the same exact name as him.
What? Oh. Yeah, got a doppelganger, right?
That was the nicely dressed hobos in the grassy knoll.
Well, I mean, they weren't really hobos. They were dressed all in black.
They were all CIA. That's what they were.
Yeah, well, they were dressed all in black, and there was people who were under the drainage.
Yep.
There was people in the grassy knoll. There was people surrounding on top of the building. I can't remember the fucking building. The library, I think it was. And yeah, they had a place they had that place totally surrounded. They were going to make sure that the quote unquote big event was successful. But yeah, so that same guy, he's the one who actually pushed that bullshit about psychedelic drugs not having any type of positive effect, and also pushed that marijuana was harmful and had no good effects.
Yeah, that's completely not true. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's been proven too that somebody has Tourette's if you smoke. Your Tourette's are gone. Basically. Or spasms in the body, as well. So.
Really good for that, so.
Yeah, but he is the one that pushed that. And he also pushed Monsanto.
Really?
Yes, he was the one that signed the law allowing them to do what they were doing. Yep. He actually went to Monsanto and met with the CEO at the time and all the people that were involved and everything, and went and toured the place. And then after that, he signed a bill basically allowing them to do GMOs. Seems like that one person did a lot of evil, right?
Yeah.
Involved with Iran-Contra, involved with Promise, involved with allowing Monsanto, involved with the JFK assassination, involved with... Jeez, man. Like, fuck's sakes.
Not easy being a big-time criminal like that.
Isn't it, though?
Well, when you work for the government and you can do all these side jobs to make money for yourself.
Yeah, that too. And also, he was also involved with a little club that we like to call Second Mile. And some of that started coming out before he died. And then it just stopped.
Well, wasn't the fall guy for that the speaker? Was it Hastert?
No, you're thinking of Jerry Sandusky. You're thinking of Jerry Sandusky and his son. They were the fall guy for that.
Okay.
They were the ones that organized the deals for... I say deals, but I mean deals, as in quotes. the deals for people who donated to Second Mile say that they got special benefits in the form of underage boys, mostly boys that were connected to, drumroll please, Jerry Sandusky and his son at
UFP.
UFP? University
Of Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah, that's accurate. I just I was like, wait, what? UFP?
UFP.
Is it really called UFP?
Maybe up there.
I thought it was UPenn.
Yeah, I thought it was University of Penn.
NU.
Yeah. Same thing, but yeah.
Penn State, right?
There you go. PSU.
PSU.
Yeah. Penn State Houston University.
But that ring was ran, drumroll please,
Maxwell.
No, not Maxwell. Tri-State. The Tri-State. The whole ring, from what I know, it was Tri-State. It was a Tri-State ring, but it was ran also down the East Coast, all the way down to Florida.
Florida?
Yeah.
Where they all got caught. Or, well, 2 of them did.
Well,
you know who I want to see go to prison? I want to see Zuckerberg go to prison.
Zuckerberg would never survive in prison. What do you mean?
Yeah, he'd be some
You're
place
cutting
bitch.
out, Tyler.
Ah, shit.
You said he'd be somebody's bitch, though. Did I get that?
we heard that much. That much got out.
He's like, do you want some, pruno? He's like, what's that? He's like, that's what you're gonna get after you're done, servicing me.
Oh my god.
Jeez, Tyler.
Yeah. Get some pruno, bro. Good.
That was just a bad joke.
Sweet baby Ray. Remember that? He's Zuckerberg's obsessed with that shit.
Yeah, did you see the fucking parody of that shit? It's hilarious.
It's a good barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah, his video.
No. There's a parody of Mark Zuckerberg in the metaverse, and it says, Mark Zuckerberg hands you Sweet Baby Ray sauce. Shake your head to accept or deny, and then it says, you have denied Mark Zuckerberg sauce. And then it says,
You will die.
No, yeah, it says initiating headset lock. You are now locked in the metaverse.
Dude, that guy freaks me out, dude. He's like, even when he talks, he's kind of like, it's not natural. Anything that he does, even the way he moves his body, it's like he's like an android or something.
It's like he's like pure evil. How about that?
He looks like Data.
I don't know if he's pure evil. I think they put an idiot. They gave an idiot got into power, and this is like the guys we used to make fun of in high school. Hey guys, do you want to play my magic cards? You know. And now he's in power. and he's got billions of dollars. Nobody can say shit when he does something wrong.
No. You have to redo that fucking impression now because it was fucking perfect and hilarious, and it made me crack up laughing.
So you're saying he's got a chip on his shoulder from stuff that happened like in grade school, huh?
I think so. I mean, that's usually where most of the problems in adult life happen are in your childhood. So, yeah, Freud was right about that. You know, actually, I think Freud.
I'm pretty sure Mark, and not our Mark, but I'm pretty sure Mark Zuckerberg is still a little traumatized and going through PTSD from when the CIA and their In-Q-Tel arm came in and said, "Oh yeah, we're going to own your company, and you're going to listen to us. If not, you're just going to vanish."
The CIA is the government's mafia, so basically all they are. Yeah.
It's the deep state. That and that, what do you call it, SES, the Senior Executive Service.
There's other agencies. There's agencies that fucking most people don't even know exist and talk about.
Dead air.
Well, I was thinking the agencies, but I can't fucking think right now. I'm like dead tired and dead brain.
Yeah,
dead.
same here.
Yeah, I'm tired. Brain off.
Gotta snort some of that HGH you were talking about, man.
I didn't snort it. I took it in a fucking like pill form.
Oh, you took it in pill. I was injecting it. Oh yeah.
That's fucking different.
Oh my god.
Always Tyler, 100%. You know.
I wasn't injecting it. I was fucking taking it in pill form, and in pill form, it would like, well, because when you take a pill, it dissolves very fast into your system, right? This shit was...
No, I was...
What?
Yeah, I remember, dude, I was taking that and steroids at the same time. I was fucking crazy as fuck.
You're lucky you didn't have a heart explosion.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, I only did it for like 6 months, but then like when I started seeing the cherry angiomas, went to the doctor and he said, you need to knock that shit off or you're gonna fucking die in your 30s. So I was like, okay. That's the end of that.
Well, yeah, but
so like if you're like predestined, if you are predestined or genetically inclined to have cancer, it can exacerbate it too, and I think that's what happened with the cherry angiomas. That's something you get older. So
it can cause a host of problems, but yeah.
yeah. They're like, hey, you got cancer. Oh, let's take growth hormone and make it grow faster. Okay. Am I breaking up or nobody can hear me?
I hear you. I'm just tired.
Where's Mark?
I just can't beat your drug stories, Tyler. I mean, you're just like next level, man. There's nothing I can say that would...
Stop his drug stories.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of them in my early. I was crazy when I was younger. Holy shit. I don't know.
Seen some crazy shit, but man, you're out there, man.
Yeah, I have some weird stories. I really do.
I got one for you. So
okay.
years ago, when I was involved in the party scene, I took what I thought was LSD, and it wasn't actually LSD. It was fucking some like research chemical or some shit, and I had one of the worst fucking trips possible. And at the same time, we're driving through a bad part of town, and then the car breaks down.
Oh, great! And you're just hallucinating.
Yeah.
That was like me and my friend were driving home from a Tool concert, and he said, "You want to do LSD?" And I was just like, "Okay, I'll just take half a tap." So and then, he told me he took 4, and it didn't occur to any of us that we had to drive home. So I was like, I'm way too fucked up to drive. So I let the guy who's taking 4 hits of LSD to drive. And as we're driving, he goes, I don't even know if this is real anymore. I said, what do you mean? Well, I don't even know if this is like real life. Like, because, everything's moving around. I just saw a rabbit hop at the window. And the road is going up and down. And I was just like, dude, and I like called one of my friends in, and they had to get another friend to drive us home. So I was like, no way in hell are you driving me home. Fucking 18 miles like that.
He's gonna like fucking chase the rabbit, and it's gonna turn out to be a fucking 18-wheeler.
Like, dude, like I've never seen a rabbit on that shit, but I've seen like the walls bend and stuff. But he was gone.
Oh, I saw fucking some crazy shit. I saw like a helicopter fly out of a poster into the wall. Like, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, it sounds like that nasty shit that was going around BK Bromo Dragonfly or whatever. It's like some sublingual research chemical. But yeah.
That time it was actual real LSD. It was real LSD. It was real sugar cubes. And
I've gotten those before. Yeah,
those are strong as fuck. And man, those are something else, man. They, I mean, specifically the guy, he was a scientist who made them. He literally said, "Only take one of these, right?" Oh, we're young and fucking stupid, so you
take 2, right?
Yeah. We took 2. My other friend took like 4, and I'm like, "Are you fucking insane?" And I mean, he let's just say he was like to the point where he had to take off his shirt because he was like sweating balls. And we're all like, "Dude, are you okay? Are you okay?" He's just like sitting there in the fucking corner, in his own world or some shit. Oh man! And on top of that, I mean, we didn't only take sugar cubes. We also smoked. It's like a mix of weed, hash, and
Avia?
No. The I can't remember the fuck it's called now.
Kana?
No. Wax.
Oh, DMT or
wax. Wax. Oh. Yeah. I couldn't remember. Anyway, so we smoked that like a cone. It was basically all 3 of those. And we smoked the whole cone to ourselves, and on top of that took a few of the sugar cubes. So we were fucking gone, right? And we were so fucking hungry that we just walked to the fucking store, and it was like an adventure, man.
Oh, you're like, dude, do you see that leprechaun? Nope. But I do see a unicorn.
Not a fucking leprechaun, but fucking yeah. I mean, it was a crazy adventure. It wasn't like a good trip. It was a bad trip. I mean, like we got lost and everything else, and yeah. At one point, we thought like somebody was following us, and like you know,
You don't know who it is, though.
yeah, basically, yeah. It was interesting. Those old rave days.
It only takes 1 or 2 doses of that shit to change your life. LSD. Holy shit.
Yeah, facts. When the morning after, I mean, like the grass and like the clouds and everything was like so vivid. The colors.
Yeah.
It it makes you realize like how beautiful nature is. Like I don't like. It's weird to say, but yeah.
Yeah.
I have like stories for days on raves and fucking getting lost in the woods on LSD and blah 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 blah. Oh, Mr. Mark, I think it's time to call the show. I am tired.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, we'll just end it. Yeah, I was kind of listening to you guys. I'm tired all the time already. It's like 8 in the morning here. Yeah, okay, we'll just end it.
The anonymous PSA.
Yeah.
Elmo?
Make
sure to spam neuter your politicians and lobbyists and military contractors and bankers and royalty, everyone. Do that. Okay.
I believe that we should change it from neuter to castrate.
Okay.
Well, that's spade neuter.
Castrate? Spam neuter, spam castrate, spam neuter. I think spam neuter rolls off the tongue better.
I don't know what you think. You came up with the quote once.
No, that's micro. I expanded on micro and just kept it going.
Where is micro anyway?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, well, just okay. I'm ending this. Bye bye.